have our first Childminding Ireland podcast, and I'm here in conversation with childminder Tracy Henderson, who's based down in Cork. So we're going to have a chat about her journey into childminding and her approach to childminding and the children in her care. And she'll have lots of tips about activities that she does with children. So first of all, Tracy, you're very welcome. Take me back then to how you became a childminder.
Hi, Laura. Thank you for having me on here this afternoon for Childminding Ireland. Back 15 years ago, I started children's music and movement classes here in my local town in West Cork. And I had 2 classes, Monday to Friday, so 10 classes in total, with an age group ranging from 6 months up to 3 or 4 years of age. Literally before they would start into national school. And with that, I incorporate what I was doing with the music and the movement actions within my day-to-day plan here with the children. So we usually, as a great thing to keep noise levels, not that it gets rowdy at any times, but if you keep music in the background, it keeps everybody calm at a nice level. And also with music, I find children can learn songs just like that. And without knowing, they have new words and their vocab is just gone from 0 to way up the scale. So initially, 2021, when I started childminding, I was approached by somebody in town because I hadn't restarted my Ring of Roses classes, and they were asking me what I was doing and would it be something I would consider. So I said I'd think about it, and that's where it all started. And it's a very rewarding. I love them coming. And you see all the different stages from they could arrive from just even lying to then reaching to crawling to first steps to preschool. So to see the different stages is really, and it just gives me that a challenge that once, getting them to say the first words and you turn around, did you just say that? It's like, yeah, it's fabulous. Yeah.
So on a daily basis, how would you go about structuring your childminding day, Tracy?
Well, as a childminder, you do need to plan ahead, as in your day isn't finished when the last child goes home. It's behind the scenes, the clean down, everything in the washing machine to the cot sheets to bibs, cloths, wipes, you name it. Then everything, you checking small pieces, everything's put away. But during the day, it could be that the children, the slightly old ones, would help you put things away. So you make sure everything is put back properly, no small pieces left around if there's crawlers. And so it's behind the scenes when everyone's gone home. That's probably the hardest part of the job. To be honest. Yeah. But
obviously you have a range of different age groups that you're minding. So how do you manage, say, activities with them? Would you do like art with them as a group, or how does that work?
I would time it that if a baby around their sleep time. So when they're napping, I would roughly know how long their sleeps are. So I have that window and I would usually have different, in the summer it's less crafts, but in the kind of autumn winter time, I would have everything in kind of plastic folders. And if pieces are cut out ready to be glued, then everything is prepped beforehand. So it could be that I have these feeding chairs. So if it's back at Easter, making biscuits, cakes, baking goods, I would take them into the other main part of my house, and I have these feeding chairs where you can strap onto a dining chair. So even the smallest ones can come and they can watch the older ones, be it rolling out the cookie dough or, doing the mixing for the cakes and the icing on the top. So that way they're involved, but depending on what's involved, it could be that it's done at nap time, and then so yeah, you have to plan ahead. Yeah,
Isn't it? How the younger ones, even like small toddlers, will learn from the older ones, and it's a great way.
Yeah, it brings them on tremendous. I see it most days. It's amazing. Words, vocab, or trying to maybe move or dance like the others. Yeah.
You bring a lot of the music and dance into then the childminding as well now, obviously, because you have that background.
Yes, absolutely. One thing I did there towards the end of last year with a couple of children was how to learn how to spell their names. They weren't long, kind of just after turning 2. And you, for example, take my name to the tune of BINGO, bingo was his name-o. So TRACY, 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 and Tracy is her name-o. And it's amazing. You put that to in their name in a catchy tune, and they've got it. And another child recently, she'll be 3 in July, can recite her mother's mobile phone number.
Oh, wow.
To the tune of a song. Not the first 3 digits, as I explained to the parent, because should there be a situation, you're going to try 083, 086, 085, 87. So she has the remaining 7 numbers she knows, and she's 3 in July, and about a month ago. Yeah, all to the tune, music.
It's a way of learning, yeah, isn't it?
Yep. Yep, they can all learn a song and Twinkle Twinkle and E-I-E-I-O and things, and certain things you can incorporate, into music.
And what about in the summer now, the better weather? Obviously, we have a fabulous sunny day today. Do you bring them out to the garden, or what kind of activities would you do with them outdoors?
Absolutely. Just even if it's somewhat dry or even slightly, the colder weather, Easter egg hunt, for example, we had outside. Days like today, about 6 weeks ago, we were planting seeds for lettuce and spinach. So that's, we have a little mini greenhouse set up. And so we've started to, and it's amazing, they will try it because they've started sowing the seeds. We've watched it emerge. And now we've been having the lettuce added to our lunch and some baby spinach leaves. And our sunflower seeds growing. Pardon?
Farm to fork.
Yes, literally, yeah. And we would do nature trails. We've got the apple tree and the blackberries all along the boundary of my garden. So come September, it's apple and blackberry crumble we would make. Small little things like getting a wide masking tape on their wrist, and we go off and we pick all the petals or grass, and we would stick all the flowers, and we make a nature bracelet, for example. Another fun activity we made with 2 toilet rolls, and they decorated them. Then I taped them together with a piece of string, and we all went down the garden with our binoculars, looking for bugs and things. When I can go out, we're out. Yeah. So long may the summer last, that before we hibernate inside and do our crafts. And actually, 6 weeks ago or so, when, the grass was about to be cut, it was full of dandelions. And I use Pinterest quite a lot for craft ideas. So I got some cardboard and I drew a lion's face, and then I punched holes. And so the children all picked the dandelions around the garden. We brought them back in, and it's very good. They had to then, with the stems of the dandelion, put them into each hole, go to the back and pull it out. And then we had a dandelion's face with all the the line space with all the dandelions. Very simple, doesn't cost money. The flowers from the garden and cardboard packaging. Yeah. And they absolutely, wow, factor at the end. Yeah.
Wonderful. And also those fine motor skills are being
Absolutely,
developed, and
which they don't realize, but yeah, and it's just, you know, getting it, lining it all up. It's yeah. So
amazing, that's fabulous. And Tracy, what do you think is the best part about childminding then for you?
Oh, for me, it's seeing the different stages and how they're developing, and it's rewarding how I can see, you know, you might explain things a few times and then just randomly out of the blue, they've got it. And you're thinking, yes, yes. And another thing I do is try and prep them for preschool with the finger grip and, you know, the special pencils they have. And I just think little things to help them along further down the line. I have 3 daughters myself. One's just finished college, 4 years, another one who's going into her last year, and my other daughter is going into first year in September. So I give them the environment and the encouragement, the children I look after, that I would have given my own back in the day. Yeah, my oldest now is 23, 22 and almost 20. So yeah. And the children love them when they're here too. Yeah.
Extended family for the
Absolutely.
mindees, which is fabulous.
Yeah.
And also benefits for your older girls, and it's fabulous. Talk to me, Tracy, about your approach then to settling in a new child that you're going to mind.
Yep. Very important that the parents are very open with you with any special requirements due to maybe separation, which is often a big thing. If you get a child that's starting fairly young, maybe 7 or 8 months, you've got them early enough for them to be able to be handed over. Whereas if it's a slightly more challenging if they're 1 year plus, they would have spent that much more time with the parents, and they're very aware that they're being dropped off. But I always say to the parents that when you leave, you word it in such a way that you reassure the child that they're coming back. We'll see you later. Mummy will be back. Those words they could be, you know, very young, and it's not registering, but over time it will all connect. And it could be that a child starts with no problem, and 2 or 3 months down the line, all of a sudden they're not wanting to come in. But again, you just change your approach. And sometimes I would have, if that's starting with a child, I would have maybe their favorite toys out ready on the table as a distraction. And then therefore it could be less than a minute, the parent's driven away and the child is none the wiser. The distraction is there. We've moved on to, you know, a new project, a new toy, and you know, they're all happy then throughout the day. Yeah. And get back into our routine. Yeah. Routine sometimes can be key as well. But I always say to the parents, if routines change at home, let me know. And if I see signs of a routine changing here, that it could be that sleep times need to be adjusted. We're moving into a different stage where the gap between waking and going back down is widening. And, you know, just different things. You get to know the child, which is very important for a parent's point of view, that I would maybe recognize signs that they're not just quite themselves. There could be something underlying. It could be nothing. It could be they're just having a bad day. But, you know, they almost become like one of your own. And you just go with your own gut if you just think something, you know. So you have to be very much in tune with the parent. I usually set up a WhatsApp group with parents and myself, so I can send photos, updates throughout the day, we've had our 7-ounce bottle, we've had our snacks, and again, noting sleeping patterns. So if one parent drops and another one collects, they can just go back to the WhatsApp group, see what's happened throughout the day, especially for the younger ones. And oh, they never drank all their milk at their first bottle here at 10 o'clock. And it could be, they're needing more at 6 or 7 o'clock. So it's very important that that communication is very much kept open with the parent and the childminder on a daily basis.
Yes, it's very much about the parents and the childminders working as a team, isn't it, for
Absolutely.
the benefit of the child.
Yeah.
I think that's where you get
It makes for a happier, easier day. And I hand over, and I haven't disrupted any dinner and bedtime routines at all, doesn't happen all the time, but most of the time. And if they've had a bad night, I'm better off knowing the following morning when they're handed over, I'd be thinking, oh, I wonder why so-and-so is a little restless or not a bit unsettled. Then it could be that they need to go down for their morning nap earlier because they had an unsettled night. So that's where the parent at drop-off would notify you, we've been awake since 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So therefore, I need to adjust my routine here for that child for that day to get through, to get back on track. So yeah, very important for the communication, definitely.
And I suppose just to finish then, Tracy, what would you say your key learnings over the years have been as a childminder, or would you have any tips for people starting out as a childminder?
I would certainly do a little bit of research for sure. I had my background now when I had Ring of Roses, but if you have younger children of your own, whereas I had come out the other side, I would have researched, different stages on going back to basics on feeding, for example. If I was anyway unsure if a parent gave me chopped strawberries or grapes and certain types of food, I would be very cautious and maybe cut it down certain shapes and sizes for the child, certainly for me starting off. And nothing really. Research is key. And if anyone was thinking of going into childminding, I would recommend it. I personally, I love what I'm doing, I have to say. Yeah. And I see it, the children are happy. There's in the past 5 years, children have moved on for me and now gone to school and still in contact for birthdays. Only Friday last week, another little girl came back to visit, and she used to randomly bring me little boxes. She wouldn't come on a certain day during the week, but then the following day she would. So the day she wasn't with me, she used to do baking at home, and she'd come in with boxes of treats for us to have after our lunch. So she arrived there the other day with my lovely box of homemade brownies and treats, and yeah. And you miss them. Yeah. But it's lovely. I do keep in contact. And one family that left made the most beautiful memory book of photos of their of the children's time with me. And when I look back and fabulous.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's really the rewards, isn't it? That's probably the best part of it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's lovely to hear that. Wonderful to hear that.
So some people ask me, gosh, will you ever think about giving it up? I'm like, no, I can't. It's just, I don't know when that day will be, but it's not going to be anytime soon. No.
Fantastic to hear.
Yeah,
wonderful. Listen, thank you so much. It's been lovely having a chat with you.
And you
really enjoyed it, and hearing all about your approach and all the wonderful things you do with the children. I'm just so touched to hear about them wanting to stay in touch and all that. It's
Yeah, it's
lovely to hear.
lovely.
So yeah, so thanks again, Tracy, and to everybody else, just to say, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and also we have a YouTube channel. So until next time, thanks very much.
Thank you, Laura.
Bye.
Lovely to meet. Bye.